Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 8th edition of the Better Gambia series. With me today, I have Mr. Surahato Sumare. Sura, welcome to the Better Gambia series.
Thank you for having me today.
If you're one of those that spend a lot of time on the internet, especially on social media, WhatsApp being an example, this episode is for you. I have here Mr. Surahato, who is a certified fraud examiner, and today he's going to talk to us about WhatsApp and how hackers are able to use this to steal people's data. So I know he has a lot of examples that he'll talking about here today. But before all of that, Sura, can you please tell the listeners who Mr. Surahata is?
Thank you, Mr. Tunkara. I am Surahata Sumare. I go by Shura. I am a certified fraud examiner, as you mentioned. I have a lot of interest in cyber crimes, financial crimes. My background is in finance. Not only looking at numbers, but also looking at how this whole fraud system works. So thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I know you're, like you mentioned, a certified fraud examiner, but that is in the US. Probably can you tell the listeners a little bit more about, your entire education system, how it started from the Gambia and what you studied here? I think you're working on a master's degree, right?
Yeah, that's true. I was born and raised in Fatoto. I was schooled in Fatoto, a very small village in the Gambia. You know that. Mm-hmm. I did my primary, middle, and high school in Fatoto, and went to Gambia College to be trained as a teacher.
Oh, nice.
And then after a few years of teaching, I went to the University of the Gambia to get my bachelor's in geography. I spent a few years at the University of the Gambia, and then my professional career in Gambia, I was a teacher for a little bit, and I did some project implementations for the Peace Corps, and then some projects for Education USA, for the US Embassy in the Gambia. And I had the opportunity to come here on a fellowship. Then I just came back and got my bachelor's in finance, and now I'm enrolled to which I have not started yet, but I'm enrolled to do my master's in my MBA in forensic accounting and fraud investigation.
Interesting.
So I'm a certified fraud examiner, which is a global certification for folks that specialize in fraud investigation.
Quite impressive. But I think I'll probably have you here again to discuss the education system of the Gambia, since you've taught in the Gambia before. And I'm not sure if you've been following me, but I've been doing a lot of work on the education system of the Gambia. I've been inviting friends to discuss the status of education in the Gambia, especially the elementary education system. Since you've been there, so I'm sure your experience will help a lot.
Yeah, that's right. I understand. I have a good understanding of the education system because I went through the system and I worked in that system, and I also helped implemented some education related projects, that is like American education related projects there. So I'll be very happy to comment.
Earlier today I was spying on your Instagram account, and there I saw that you also do modeling on the side. Is that something that you want to talk about? Probably listeners will give you some contracts to do some modeling stuff for them.
No, that's a good point. I think that will come into our discussion today about how I wanted to. I was trying it out, but there are some things I realized. I was like, okay, it's gonna come in our discussion later. Yeah.
So you said you're about to start your master's degree soon, right?
Yeah.
But I was kind of curious, how does one become a fraud investigator or a fraud examiner?
I think it's mostly interest based because now in my professional career, I'm an auditor, and also a fraud investigator. It's just based on my interest with the financial system in the US and mostly international financial system and the flow of money. So it's mostly based on interest. Like we have some fraud examiners with like IT background, some fraud examiners with psychology background. So it's based on your
No, yeah, but I mean like the certification process itself. Like if I wanted to be a fraud examiner, let's say, what would be some of the things that I need to do?
Oh, yeah.
get that,
That's a good question. So they require a number of years of experience in auditing that is related to some fraud investigation, like working on some fraud cases. For example, just a little disclaimer. So the views I'm expressing here today are my personal views based on extensive research and my experience, and they're not. I'm not representing my organization. I am not representing. I'm not sharing the views of my organization or company at this point. So
Okay.
they are my personal views, experience, and extensive research.
Going back to the work you do, what does a fraud examiner do?
You know, different fraud examiners do different things.
But what is your specialty? What kind of fraud do you specialize on?
I don't
At least for your job.
Yeah, I don't specialize on like fraud. So like I feel like a fraud examination is a skill for an auditor to have because you're looking at a lot of like if you're a performance auditor, you're looking at a lot of you're doing a lot of program evaluation, you're looking at policies, and sometimes you have to do some data analysis, financial analysis, and a lot of different stuff. So if you're dealing with money, like there should be some understanding of how somebody could manipulate the flow of money. So it's just understanding how that works.
But can you give a generic example of a kind of fraud practice that you've investigated here in the US? Like, have you maybe just general, not directly something that?
Yeah, not directly something I investigated. As I said, these are my personal opinions and research. But I have I've interacted with a lot of very seasoned fraud investigators globally because some of the conferences I attend or some of the trainings I attend are being conducted by people like seasoned fraud examiners globally. But I think the biggest thing now that's a main concern is like the crypto fraud, which connects to the reason we are here today talking about how WhatsApp is a very sweet target for scammers.
We will get to that. But before then, I know you've been so much involved on fraud. Based on your experience, do you think the Gambia is more corrupt than the US, or like, if you were to do some kind of comparison, like the nature of the fraud that you deal with in the US versus the kind of corrupt practices you hear about all the time in the Gambia, based on the magnitude of all those different events, will you say the Gambia is more corrupt than?
I won't say that because I've not done any analysis on that. That will just be like an assumption I would make, saying, Gambia is more corrupt than the US or the US is more corrupt. Like fraud happens in different ways. And I think there is a huge cultural tie to fraud too. And sometimes, when we are talking about the magnitude of fraud, the US is way ahead of Gambia.
Yes,
how much?
But percentage-wise, right?
Yeah. But there is no, I don't think there is any, I have not seen any data that really relates to the fraud trends in Gambia.
Thank you for that interesting analysis. But now going to the topic for today. So for today, we'll be talking about mainly fraud as it relates to social media. But I think for today, we'll be specializing mostly on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Why do you think this is very important to talk about here?
Yeah. Thank you. That's a great thing because So globally, more than 2 billion people are using WhatsApp today.
Okay, 2 billion people.
More than 2 billion people are using WhatsApp today. And looking at the data, the parent company for WhatsApp is Meta,
Okay.
right? And
Meta is Facebook, right?
yes,
Okay.
like that's the parent company for all those social media apps. Just in 2025, just the first half of 2025, from January to June, more than 6.5 million WhatsApp, like more than 6.5 million fraud was put down by the Meta fraud team that is only targeted on WhatsApp. And the other thing too is majority of us immigrants really rely on WhatsApp to communicate internationally. It's the most reliable for us, most reliable means of communication.
Right.
And also, there is this idea sold to us that WhatsApp is a very secure platform.
Yeah.
And
But I think the message is encrypted, right?
yes,
Okay.
that makes WhatsApp a sweet target.
Okay. The encryption, right?
Yeah, it's like selling the idea. For example, maningol ka funyame neo like a neo kundu.
I don't know what that means. Okay.
Neo like a neo kundu. So it's like a metal is what is used to cut a metal.
Yes.
Right?
That's very true. But literally, I know what it means.
Exactly.
But can you shed some more light on what that exactly?
What that exactly means is like the idea that a lot of these social media companies sell is like this is the highest form of security. Like you are secure, your device is secure, everything is secure. But there are people spending time and a lot of money to learn about how to penetrate these systems.
I see. So, but when we always talk about scammers, sometimes I'm kind of curious. I'm like, okay, why would anybody want to scam my WhatsApp, for instance?
Yeah. So,
like, what is the goal of the scammers?
Yeah, like the goal is like scamming is a full-time job for other people.
But does it make them rich?
Yes.
Okay. So then I do understand scamming millionaires or rich people, but like, why would anybody want to scam my account, for instance, like WhatsApp? Because you talked about it. WhatsApp is mainly used by immigrants, both in the US and outside of the US, right?
Yes.
Now, there are some immigrants in the US that have a lot of money, and I'm sure hackers will be interested to hack their accounts,
Yes.
But let's say if you're in the Gambia, why would you care about all of this? Especially if you don't have any bank account tied to your, if you don't have any bank account details in your phone or.
Yes, but you have a network, right? Your network is like, as an immigrant outside America, you're connected to another immigrant somewhere. So we are all, we are connected with this small digital device. So it's easy for someone to penetrate into an account of an individual you think doesn't really have any resources, but that account taking over could lead to them connecting to someone with more resources.
Okay,
so it's a process.
So it's a process of trying to get to even a better target, right? So you start somewhere and then, now that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So, but I'm kind of curious why immigrants are easy targets, or?
Yeah, immigrants are easy targets because, like, we share a lot of information on this platform.
What kind of information?
A lot of personal information.
Okay.
On WhatsApp platform. So there is a thing called digital footprint.
Yeah.
Which you already know.
Which you think I already know, right?
Which you already know. So this digital footprint, for example, I'll give you an example here. So you graduated from the University of Oklahoma, right?
University of Tulsa.
Tulsa in Oklahoma. And let's say this is just an example. You graduated in 2018,
right?
Right. You made a poster for example, or a flyer for a graduation party, right? And a lot of people don't pay attention. On that flyer, you share a lot of personal information.
Okay.
Where the graduation is gonna be, right? And who you are actually inviting to that graduation. So that's just a basic example. So like a fraudster would know Mr. Tunkara graduated. I have one information about you. You graduated from University of Tulsa. This is what you did for your graduation party. And sometimes you might even, like some people might even forget and add an address, like a home address.
Yes, people do that all the time.
So like your digital, that digital footprint, a social engineer, like a lot of these scammers are social engineers.
Yes, I know that.
So they already engineered your digital footprint. And that is an information they have. That is a valuable information for them when they are like getting into your system and trying to convince you to send them money or trying to convince you to share more personal information.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of curious. You talked about like information sharing. Is that a way of hinting Gambians on what kind of information to share?
Yeah.
So
So
what not to share? So because you kind of just kind of scared me a little bit, right?
no, yeah.
So,
The thing with digital footprint is like that brings us back to when I wanted to get into modeling. If you look at my modeling website right now, you'll see a lot of personal information. You'll know my shoe size, you'll know my shirt size, my pants,
Everything.
my waist, and my height. Like you have this personal information about me. So that I give these scammers like or fraudsters voluntarily. So they could use this to talk to somebody close to me, right? To kind of like manipulate them into getting more information
About you,
about me.
and then they will use you to try
will
to
u-
get to the next target.
Exactly. So that's how the trend works.
I see.
So the digital footprint is a like that is the scariest thing. That's why I just try to back down in modeling. I was like, yeah, this is scary. It's a lot of personal. So the more like fraud cases I read into or I see, like the more scared I be, the more secure I be.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, I understand that. So I heard you talked about the statistics at the beginning of this discussion.
Yeah.
But do you have a breakdown of how much of those social media cyber crimes involve WhatsApp?
Not exactly WhatsApp. Okay, let's look. Let's dive into the numbers here. According to the FBI Internet Crimes Complaint Center, just in 2024, they received more than 859,000
Wow.
complaints just in 1 year
Yeah.
of fraud cases, right? That is just cybercrime fraud cases. And the average loss is over $19,000
Oh, wow.
that an individual is losing based on cyber crimes. And then the total loss that was reported, this is what was reported and not what was not reported.
Yeah.
So what was not reported might even be
Might be more, yeah. So
You
if you
know?
factor in everything, including the amount of cyber crimes that were not reported,
Yeah.
we're talking about way more than
Yeah.
2 million cases,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
So-
But what was reported, I was just going to add that the total loss was more than $16.5 billion.
Oh, I see. Well, that's a lot.
With
So
a B.
now, let's talk about the process of scamming itself, right? Is this something that you just wake up and see? Like, is it something that happens all of a sudden, or is it something that, happens in progressive stages?
As I mentioned before, scamming or being a fraudster is a full-time job for some people. Some even have their offices where they work like the way you work.
Yeah.
Right? So they have their processes to get to you as a target.
Right.
Right. So before this, before I explain the general processes, I'd just like to ask, because I heard on air that you were a scam victim, like
Oh, yes.
WhatsApp
Yes,
victim.
yes.
So I would like to hear
Oh,
how
yeah.
everything happens for you, and see if that matches their process.
So so mine, I think it was on 2 occasions actually, but I'll just talk about one of them.
Okay.
So there was this day that I was actually driving from work, and all of a sudden I got a text from somebody that I know very well. I think it was more like impersonation. There was somebody that got access to another person's WhatsApp and then sent me a text message asking for money.
Yeah.
Now this is my friend, somebody that I know very, very well. And when I saw the message, I'm like, okay, I started thinking about it. So initially, like, I was just gonna go and send the money, but 2 things happened, right? First, when I look at the message, I was like, okay, the text, I wouldn't say the language was bad, but it was poorly written compared to what my friend would have written. So that was the first indicator to me that this may not be real. But then another thing that I also realized was that this friend that I'm talking about, or the friend that the guy was trying to impersonate, is somebody that will never ask money from anybody.
Okay.
So that also made me, it made me started wondering. I'm like, okay, this is a guy that is very content. You never hear him, complain about, money or anything. Why would this guy be going around asking for help? I mean, I do understand that all of us, once in a while we need help from others. But in this particular instance, I just, had to think about it again and say, no, I don't think this can be my friend, because obviously, even if it's him, I don't expect him to send me a message on WhatsApp. So yeah. So what I did was I told the fraudster, I sent him a message and say, hey, can you please call me to talk about this? And he never responded. So I waited for a while and there was no response. Then I started suspecting that this might be an, impersonation. Another thing that this fraudster did was he even gave me a number to send the money to, because typically if my friend were to ask for the money, he would have said, hey, can you please send me this money? And it would be his own number on Zelle, right?
Right.
But this fraudster was telling me, can you please send me the money on this specific number, a number that I don't even recognize. So, but like I said, before sending the money, I just thought it was wise to call my friend to ask if this was real. So when I called him, he was like, man, many people have been calling me complaining about the same thing. And there was already somebody that sent money. So I was lucky that I didn't send money, but there were some others that sent out the money.
Send money. Yeah. So you just explained the whole process of how these scams unfold. So the first thing they do is the initial contact. So you were able to recognize some red flags in the initial contact. Like the grammar was not that good. You knew your friend was not going to write something like that.
Right.
So they try. That fraudster was not good at his or her job. He really tried, but he made a lot of mistakes like that you caught, right?
What are some of those mistakes?
Because the way they send the message, for example, if you had if somebody hacked my phone and wanted to talk to you, the first thing they're gonna address you the way I address you. Like they'll be like, oh, Dr. Tunkara.
Okay.
Right? If you get a message from my number, my real number, saying Dr. Tunkara, I am in this situation, I need this amount of money, so the initial contact, and then they start building trust, which is a process. So the fraudster that was trying to get some money from you did not take the time to build trust.
Okay.
So that's one reason they failed with you.
And yeah, so how does the process look like?
Building trust.
What would be a good strategy to build trust? You mean he should have delayed the request, or?
Yeah, they delay the request. They build trust first, and so that takes time. Maybe we talk maybe once a month or so. But if you see a WhatsApp message from me, they understand. If they there is this thing called account takeover. If they are taking over my account, so what they're going to do is they understand that maybe we talk once a month. So they will start texting you maybe twice a week or 3 times a week. and just they will understand our trend, right?
But are these people that are they people like that know us? For instance, like is it that they just gamble, or when I see, let's say somebody trying to hack into somebody's account. Let's say if somebody's trying to hack into my account, should I assume that the person knows me, or is it just complete luck?
No, no.
It's just me being unlucky, right?
Yeah, you can be unlucky to be a victim, but like I think a lot of the times is the amount of information that we put out there, free information,
Okay.
like our digital footprint.
Okay.
That's where they gather this information from. So there's someone sitting there every day, scrolling on Facebook, scrolling on Instagram. To gather this data, it's just like a data analyst working on.
So they may not necessarily know you.
Yeah. They don't really know you. They just, for example, with these WhatsApp groups too, they can hack into a group and then get the contact info of everybody.
Yep.
And when they do that, it's not somebody who knows you. It's somebody who's like, for example, there are 300 people in a group. They were able to take over one person's account. So now, like after they take that account over, they are like a member of that group. Like they're a member of that group, like you. So they will learn how like the conversations go in that group. Like a lot of these fraudsters spend a lot of time doing research, a lot of time understanding.
So then I think that takes me to my next question, which I think you briefly touched on. That is about the vulnerability of immigrants.
Yeah.
So like I'm now thinking, why would they prefer to use? I know you talked about it before, but can you just shed more light on why you think immigrants would be easier targets for them?
Yeah, that's because for WhatsApp specifically, immigrants are the biggest users, majority users of WhatsApp are immigrants. So it's easy for us to support each other when we are not back home. It's easy for somebody to have an emergency and someone just jump in to help. So these are like different things that they know. And maybe some of those fraudsters are immigrants too. They understand the cultural they understand the cultural attachment to some of these platforms.
I see.
So that's what they take advantage of.
So, but yeah, and when they try to do that, I know impersonation is one of the methods that they use. But other than trying to be somebody that they are not, do they have other strategies too? What are the other things that we should keep an eye on?
Yeah, they have all these different strategies. Sometimes, in order for them to take over your account, because that is what their plan is. It's not like to impersonate one number. It's to take your whole account.
Okay.
Be in control. Like, for example, if I get into your phone right now, have your phone for a whole week, I will know a little too much about you.
Okay.
Because there is a lot of things said in this one digital device that we have. Your family conversations, your personal conversations, your pictures, your social security, your bank account, everything is in this device.
So then I think money may not always be the primary motivation. I think sometimes what they try to do is, even if they cannot get access to your bank account, what they try to do is they try to get some details into from your phone, like your pictures, videos, or things that they can use to blackmail you to even send them money. Is that also?
Yeah, so there is a form of fraud we call sextortion. So that's what you just described.
Okay.
So a lot of the times the way sextortion happens.
I remember Bandicam. Was it Bandicam? Or a few years ago, it happened to a lot of Gambians. Every day on Facebook, you would see somebody being exposed, and it was a discussion all over social media.
Yeah, and also I think it happened to a lot of men in general, because you're living in Gambia, for example, or you're living in Africa. You want to leave your country. Somebody impersonating someone from America, they can take anybody's picture, and create an account and start building a relationship with you. And then
so that's the initial contact.
Yeah, that's the initial contact point. and then they build a romantic relationship. So romance fraud starts. And then you get to a stage where you're comfortable with that fraudster. And when you're comfortable with them, they start exchanging fake pictures with you. But you are exchanging real pictures because you already built an emotional attachment.
Yes,
they emotionally manipulated you. So when you send your personal private pictures or nude pictures, what they're gonna do is take those pictures, and now that's where sextortion starts. Because they're like, okay, you give me all this. If you don't send me this amount, I am going to expose you. And I think that happens in our immigrant communities a lot, and a lot of people fall victim of sextortion, and it's not really talked about.
Yeah, but I think and I think when they do that, the motivation is either to get money from you, but it could also be just somebody trying to damage you, right? I mean, just somebody that you have a beef with, and then maybe they're trying to get that information.
That would be in very rare situations. Yeah. The whole motive around that is getting some money from you.
So that would be them, getting your pictures or getting videos from your phone, and then now putting it on you that you either do what we want, or this is the amount of, you either give us the amount of money that we're demanding, or this is the damage that we're going to do to you. Interesting.
And a lot of people fall victims of that. And it's really crazy because, like, as I mentioned, sometimes you see it in some trainings or like some investigations where you look at a victim and be like, you look at a very vulnerable person, like a very great person in general who fell victim of like some of these basic stuff. They just click on a link, And the biggest thing I want to emphasize is like nobody is prone to fraud. Nobody. Even me being a trained fraud examiner and some experts. I'll give you an example. There's this very well-known financial advisor, very well versed in fraud investigation. So this lady got a call from an Amazon, from somebody pretending to be an Amazon customer service representative. This customer service representative told this lady, did you order a MacBook computer? I see something here that is about $8,000. And the lady was like, no, I did not do that. They're like, okay. So when the lady, when they got understood that the lady was in panic mode, that is where these fraudsters want to get you, to panic mode. So the lady was in panic mode. They're like, okay, no, like, you're fine with us. I will just transfer you to an SEC expert. Right? So they transferred. So these people were working in a team. They transferred her to an SEC expert. So that person started talking about like money laundering, fraud, like using all these big financial terms.
Interesting.
And then the lady was like, okay, now this is happening. And he was like, okay, your Wi-Fi is being compromised. Your home is being watched. So what I'm going to do next is transfer you to the CIA. And then he transferred her to a CIA agent. And when the CIA was mentioned, the lady was like, okay, let me talk to my husband. The person pretending to be the CIA agent, because they don't want a second opinion. They don't. So he's like, no, do not talk to your husband. If you talk to your husband, then your husband is also going to be a victim. So it's just you now. And then all these people were giving her like bad numbers, and this lady was believing them, and she was like an expert in fraud investigation. And what happened next was for them to like convince her that her account was compromised, all her cards, everything was hacked.
Wow.
And she was in panic mode at that point. And what they did was to make her withdraw, to make her share her social security number, bank account information, and she only had $50,000 in savings.
Only?
Yeah, a young
You mean only, right? Okay.
no, a young lady working, had $50,000 in their
Oh my
savings,
God.
and then they told her to withdraw $50,000 to put in an account for her to be able to recover everything.
Oh my God.
They convinced her into doing that.
And then she did?
And when she did that, they disappeared.
Okay.
That's how fraud works.
Wow, that was crazy. I
Yeah.
hope that doesn't happen to anybody. But that's kind of that's why, I mean, even though today's discussion is mostly on WhatsApp, but I think Amazon is also another site that hackers typically try to get to fraud people, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember a similar story happening to me on Amazon. Luckily, nothing happened to my account. But yes, somebody also called me asking me if I ordered something on Amazon, and when I said no, that was like the panic mode you just mentioned. They got me into that panic mode, and I rushed into my Amazon account to confirm that. And during the process, I think just something made me stop for some reason. I can't remember, but either the kids or something, I just stopped for something, and that was, I think, the best decision I did. Otherwise, they were gonna, get into my account, and I don't know how much damage that was gonna cost to me.
Yeah, and
I don't know how
a
much.
lot of stories like this. Something happened just a month ago. One of our brothers got called by a co-worker, an old lady. He really had so much respect. He sees the lady as a mother figure. I'm sorry if I'm sharing this, but I just have to say her. And he was working very busy. This scammer took over the lady's account, the old lady's account, and then message this guy and be like, "Oh, I am going to, I have an emergency. I have something going on, and I need like 1,500 urgently.
Okay.
But you should send it through Wave because the old lady is from Nigeria, and be like, you send it to this number in Nigeria to send Wave."
So there was somebody impersonating.
Impersonating the old lady.
Okay.
So they take advantage of the relationship we have with people.
Okay.
And then this guy is like, okay, this lady is a mother figure. We will talk at work. She mentioned that she's going to Nigeria at some point, and this is what's going on. So he was about to send 1,500 to a number he doesn't even know.
Wow.
Without confirming.
Okay.
And I think he got a work meeting, and he jumped into the meeting. That was what saved him.
Yes, narrow escape.
That was what saved him. But he was already convinced to send this amount. And this guy is an accountant, a seasoned accountant.
Yeah.
It's like you could have seen the red flags.
So and I think talking about red flags, maybe do you maybe like for the listeners, probably I know people will be asking what are some of the things that we need to keep an eye on, to protect ourselves from possible fraud.
I think the biggest red flag with cyber fraud is sense of urgency. Like when somebody is trying to make you do something right now. Like send you a message to do something right now. I think that is the biggest thing.
Okay.
And whenever things like that happen, take a pause. Verify before you take the next step. Sometimes when you just pay attention to unsolicited messages.
Okay.
Like sometimes think about the relationship you have with people. So it will be very interesting if I receive a message from you, Mr. Tunkara, asking me just like similar to the story that I asking me
shared,
to send you $1,000. I'm like, what is going on?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? I'll have to call you and see if you're okay. Right?
Yeah. So you're saying that if somebody gets messages like that, it always makes sense to pick up a phone and then
verify.
Call somebody to verify.
Verify. Do not rush into taking any decision. Verify any message you get, any information. If somebody is trying to push you to do something urgently, take a pause and think about it.
And for the unsolicited messages, like for you and I, probably that wouldn't be a problem, because whenever we see messages that are kind of suspicious, we ignore them. We don't click on them, right?
Yeah.
But let's say my mom, for instance. So, she has almost like a lot of WhatsApp messages, sometimes from unknown numbers.
Yes.
And I bet she clicks on every one of them.
Yeah, and as a fraud investigator, what they always advise you is to think like a fraudster.
This is somebody that doesn't even know how fraud works. So
Yeah, they are getting smarter and smarter, right? So, for example, they understand that a lot of these people understand the culture. So sometimes maybe when you're home, you have your cell phone and your son wants to watch something on your phone, right? You give him your phone.
Yeah.
So they will be playing with your phone, and maybe a message comes in and pop up on top.
Yeah.
Right? They just click on that message. It's not even you doing that. Sometimes it's how much control you have with your devices. And one advice I would share now and at the end is if you could have your personal device very secure, and your kids have their devices that they use, because sometimes they target you. They send you a message when you're not paying attention. Your kid will just click on it, and then your information is gone.
So it's like a feedback system.
Yeah.
You click on it and then it sends some valuable information from your phone to them, right?
It depends on how advanced the system they're using is. And a lot of these old people like my dad, your mom, they just get a message, they click on it. They'll be like, you win $10,000.
Oh, too good to be true.
Yeah, too good to be true. Or they be like, okay, there's this Visa lottery thing going on. You click on it, it shows you links, and then they infect your device with viruses. So these things happen too.
Yeah, they do.
And another thing I want to add is emotional manipulation. Like the panic mode. It's a major thing. When I think about it, I hear fraud victims confess how things happen. Human beings in general, we are very emotional, and these fraudsters are human beings. They know how we operate. So what they do is they emotionally manipulate you into believing in something, right? Into believing that they have an accident, right? Into believing that they have a court case and they have to pay this amount right now. Into believing that a family member is in the hospital dying.
I think that happened to me a few years ago. That was in 2014. I left Turkey and I was coming to the US. So when I got here, I received a lot of messages from my friends in Turkey asking me if I was okay. Then at some point I was so confused, didn't know what was going around me. And then I called one of my friends in Turkey. He and I went to the same university just to ask what was going on. And he said there was an email sent on my behalf using my Google account, using my Yahoo account, telling people that I was on my way to Turkey, but one of my family members got sick. And now I was kind of requesting money to go, treat the person.
Okay.
So that was the reason why most of my friends were sending me messages asking if everything was okay with me. So it's I didn't realize it, but somebody was using my Yahoo account, sending emails to a lot of different people, soliciting money, telling them that, hey, I have a relative that is sick and needs help.
So that connects us to the digital footprint. Have you said any information about you moving from Turkey to the US?
That I don't remember how it even happened. Probably I did, because those were the days of Facebook when everybody shares every kind of data on Facebook. Maybe if I go back, I can.
You're traveling from from Turkey to the US, like the check-in thing on Facebook or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
Or you sent a message or an email to someone saying, "Oh, I'm leaving Turkey to the US." At this time.
Yeah.
So someone is collecting that data and waiting for the perfect time to use that against you.
Wow. That's interesting. Thank you for sharing those red flags. I know some of our listeners that don't speak English will also be interested to know what are some of the things that they should keep an eye on. Do you mind also sharing that in Mandinka?
So ngata komi Mandinka kangoto ndabe sara nola fa sene abari komi ni mo kurungol melka dungmol la telefonol kono ka duila WhatsApp kono. So ni la dundela WhatsApp ka message wala kiye linko kiye neo linko click wal ye code send ye ya for your code send ye. So need a code send ye damang then wala verification code ye tela account tali. So pruke fan tanka wo kusifal ni moe message yo kiye me yalong ima amari long ima la number sude hani yala number sude ikana linko click me yalong ko ikana linko ma me yalong
like the link is usually like the blue line
line safer blue ringo men katraje ikana blue ma ni blue ma wala drong abanda ila account obe tata and fana ni moli mo ye kumandia ko ay message yo send kiye pour ye kodo kiye anu ngabe koronton dika si ye la moy demanding ye o mari kumandi
ya call jeni be kodo kila fa isa
jeni be kodo kila amari kumandi ina ya ko ndi nyola ko telephone jeni ye kodo ki andum fana pour ye fan tanka o kusi falla ni moye message o kiye saying AI fana be kerende AI se mandinka kan fono ase surwa kan fono ase kandol fono andum de kango ka sound nyaming AI se o keno AI kono ase o sifa fono
yes
so ni moye message o kiye ibe hakilo tula bake ikana kodo soto ko laado ure wul dro kodo kinki moye maybe nasaro le awol bari kodo soto ko laado but pour que fan tanka damang ni mo lafta comme ni mo message o ki alafta bala fa kumol fole
kari
sasatale nga court case le soto police le muta nga lottery le win wala melanin tol ticket o jo fengo o message yol be kana la telephone konole ni nata ikana song message on reply and then Facebook fana mol katale ka message o ki ya
you mean because like yaro ni be message o fana ki kan ka ki wondi to yala right so ibe men fokan ni message ni nata jani be ko do nyin ki ibe la nyinta ki la funo leta ka o mari fa ko call ka confirm ko ati fa le message nyin ki okay
and
info is kind of crazy because sometimes they will tell you to send money to another number so I think that is one of the red flags that people should keep an eye on.
Red flag.
Because you're like, okay, this is Surah asking for money. Why isn't he letting me send the money to his WhatsApp or to his Zelle number?
Wake up for money caring like ibe kodo kino la nyadi le number dodo. And fana Ibrahim atende kuman lava nga kodo ki number dodo. Wode keno an ikama nkafunyo ma do memfo ako ni mo message okay bruka kodo ki WhatsApp. Ako abe call lale I have ale bank nan benda aye jibe no akaye nyara be jibe aye koro yela ID diala hoji site
Tabela jato wo mera
and ako foni dal bari ni amira wala nyanta ka
mo temol
ndo temol do sai ay buka lano mo like the digital wato ben ko anu fana imari be menkela dundila al hawa kon iki hakilo tu wala bage
al hawa is internet right
okay ikamen dundije iki hakilo tu bage because ye fenja ika fenja ma dundije mo dole be siri menka ota aki karang fai
but you know I think also like people being overly cautious. I think that is also I mean don't you think people are sometimes like overly cautious, like trying to live extremely private life for just no reason, right?
Wo fananga kele but yalo mo bela everybody's lifestyle is your lifestyle, right? You do what works for you, right? But it's important to be cautious.
It is important to be cautious, right?
To be cautious.
Yes, but I think these scammers have their targets, and honestly, like if somebody were to hack into my phone and let's say there is no money in any of my accounts, there is no data that they can steal from me. I wouldn't worry much, right?
No, you should worry.
Okay.
Because you have a network, you communicate with people.
Yeah.
So you should worry because when they get into yours, there is no personal information. They could now move to someone who shares personal
I see. Okay.
information with you.
I see. I see.
So we are all like connected. It's crazy.
So yeah, so I think now we are running out of time, but just in the interest of time, can you please tell the listeners maybe ways that they can protect themselves? Like if you like those that use WhatsApp all the time, Facebook, and other social media accounts, what are some of the proven ways to protect oneself from being scammed?
Yeah. So WhatsApp is a very secure app. So that's what they sell, and they have some.
Do you believe it?
To some extent.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why?
to some extent.
Why the reservation?
Because
that doesn't sound like a resounding yes.
Yeah, so, I don't know. Like maybe I've just read into.
But it's end-to-end encryption, right?
Yeah.
So what can they do with that? Maybe yeah. I mean, okay, but yeah, I'll let you go ahead. But
just like I said, Nelegane kundu. Right.
Okay.
So no matter what, there are people building these security walls, right? And there are people trying to penetrate these security walls too.
Yes.
So I don't even trust myself 100%.
Right.
So I cannot trust
anybody,
anything else. So
So yeah, okay. So what are the ways then? So are you saying that there's no way that people can protect themselves?
There are ways to minimize these things and just be extra careful. In general, like as I said, you live your life your own way. But if you could minimize your digital footprint, that would be great. Do not share a lot of personal information on these free social media platforms. And also, anytime you get a message with urgency, pause and verify. Always. Do not click on links that you do not understand. Right? Another very important thing that we should always do is WhatsApp is coming with new features. A lot of
times safety features
are coming with safety features. So keep updating your software. That would help with some security walls.
Okay.
And a big thing that should be part of the center of our conversation today is the two-factor authentication.
Okay.
The two-step authentication, WhatsApp calls it, and I can explain step by step. I think anyone watching us right now, so just pick up their phone and do this right now if it is not
on your WhatsApp. How do you do it?
Yeah, so before I'll just pull my phone and explain step by step how it works.
Yes.
So when you go into your WhatsApp, go to settings, your WhatsApp settings, and from settings go to account, right? And account, you will see privacy, security, and two-step verification. So click on two-step verification. And when you click on that, you click enable your two-step verification.
Okay.
And when you click on enable, it's going to tell you to enter a 6-digit PIN. So that's your private PIN.
Okay.
And in entering that PIN, like I would advise not to use your date of birth. Do not use any identifying information.
Okay.
Use something random. Do not use your phone number. In your passwords. Do not use any identifying information.
Okay.
So you enter the 6 digits, and then you can click next. And when you click next, then it's going to tell you, it's going to take you back to the screen you were at, where it shows two-step verification, right?
Yeah, verification.
Yeah, you're back there, and if you want to, you can click back on it again. It's two-step verification, and if you want to disable it, you disable it. But I advise to keep it on.
So and but what does that do now with this two-step verification?
Yeah.
What does it do?
So it adds a second wall of security.
Meaning?
When you download the WhatsApp app, the first time using WhatsApp, you put in your phone number. It sends you a verification code to your phone. So that is the only code, your private code
Right now,
that
yeah.
you can use to log into your WhatsApp, right? That is only one. That's all we have. Without setting the two-step verification, we only have one code.
That's the phone number.
What these
The code
fraudsters
is sent
use-
our phone number.
Yes, what these fraudsters use, because you have your phone number, right? When they want to take over your account, they use your phone number to register in their phone.
Yes.
WhatsApp, to register WhatsApp in their phone. And then WhatsApp will send you a code. That is why they come to you and be like, oh, I'm going to send you a code right now for this. Can you send it to me? And you send them that code, they have taken over your WhatsApp.
Right.
So this two-step verification will add another layer. So now,
And what is that layer?
so the layer is you have your private code, you have your six-digit number. You could even add a recovery email
Okay.
to that security. So the 6-digit number is your private number. So now, even if a fraudster uses your number and register a new WhatsApp, they send you a code. They send a code to your phone, and you vulnerably share that code with them. They cannot register your WhatsApp
I see.
on your behalf. So there is a layer of security there. So it's advisable to always have that layer of security, and then maybe you'll be safe from
Yeah, and I think also what I wanted to add there is people being also the need for people to be a bit skeptical. Like if you get a message, sometimes it's better to just analyze the message, before responding, just to be sure that this is coming from the person that they, pretend to be. So I think, just being that overly cautious also help.
Yeah, always be on alert.
Yeah, if it's too good to be true, then it's probably
Then it's
not true, right?
It's not true.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You've not gotten into any lottery to win $20,000.
Yeah.
So it's too good to be true.
It's
Do
most
not
likely to
click
be.
on that
Okay.
link.
Makes sense. Thank you so much, Ra, for stopping by today. Do you have any final words for the listeners?
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Tunkara, for having me. It's been a great conversation, facing a scientist like you, talking about this stuff, talking about data. And I remember when you used to help me with statistics when I was in college. But the thing is, cybercrime is not going anywhere. It is only advancing. When you get a message, pause and verify. Always verify before you jump into sending money. And as I mentioned, do not click on any links.
I see.
Just now, the security system on iPhones, I don't know for Android, is very advanced. When you get a message from an unknown number, sometimes it will tell you fraud likely or something. Just delete and report.
Okay.
Right? And WhatsApp the same. When you get a message from an unknown number, delete and report.
Should you block first, like report it? Should you block the number first before deleting? Because if you delete, they call back again, right?
Yeah, but when you report, it will ask you if you want to block.
Oh, okay.
the number.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay.
So when you click delete and report, it will ask you if you want to block the number.
Okay.
Just do that. It's safer for you. Keep your devices safe, and be careful of who you are talking to. Be careful of what type of information you share. Like, for example, another big thing is like when we send money via Zelle, we always that's an immigrant habit. They screenshot and send you a screenshot.
Yeah, confirmation that they've
Confirmation. When you already get a confirmation, if you could avoid that, that would be great, because you're sharing some codes in that screenshot. Just read that properly and see what you're saying. So it's important to be cautious. As I mentioned, limit your digital footprint. Yeah, there are people spending thousands of hours learning about us and learning how to take advantage of us. And if it is too good to be true,
It's
it's not true.